With the fall season already hitting us in full swing, I'm pretty sure we've got our favorites all lined up since this season's got some bangers up its sleeve. From Demon Slayer making its long-awaited return to Tacktop Destiny showing us just what two studios are capable of if they join forces, it's sure becoming hard to choose favorites when it comes to the plethora of titles we have this season. Have a look at just what this new kid in town has to offer and whether it's worth being that Death Note successor we've been searching for all these years. For anyone who could surpass the parent is nothing but his offspring at the end of the day, one day or another. A plot that keeps the competition but adds its own style in the mix, being totally unique.
白のよ幸せになろうと生きようと決めたのに13人
When it comes to Death Note, we can all agree that the thing that fascinated us the most and had us fall head over heels for the title was nothing but the cat and mouse game, the battle of wits between some of the best brains anime has to offer, going down in front of our very own eyes every other episode since that was exactly what got us going. Platinum End makes sure it takes that from its predecessor, with competition and clash being the two words that define the series in all its honesty. With god candidates ready to fight it all in a free-for-all while the anime slowly gives us insight into what faces we're dealing with here, it's almost impossible to vision what tricks the other characters are going to have up their sleeve, let alone taking a guess as to who's going to be victorious at the very end, despite our main character being the total counter of the guy whose laugh still echoes in our ears when we get extra homered from the professor. I mean, the guy was pretty evil compared to the polar opposite Mirai we have here. IQ is about to be put to the test as these god candidates square up against each other to see who's the finest of them all, who's the one worthy to sit on the throne that God's been shitting on this entire time. Animation that's unlike the one we love and remember, one that introduced us to anime in the first place. I don't know about you, but for me, Death Note was one of the very first anime shows I watched and boy was it good. The animation was one of its strongest points, with the show taking full advantage of the hand-drawn animation we used to have during the 2000s days. Stuff that isn't all that common when you consider the progress the industry's seen today. But a look at Platinum End and it's hard to imagine that the show and the masterpiece from the past are related in one way or the other. I mean, sure, we've got totally different studios animating them, which would explain how they're worlds apart when it comes to the looks, but it's something that hits you right off the bat. The animation's not bad by any means, but I feel it takes away a lot that the setting has to offer since the suspense and thrill elements aren't fully expressed in my opinion. It's pretty vibrant, and the transitions aren't done that well either, which makes it seem a bit clunky and laggy at times, but it's nothing like the hot shots we get every now and then if you know what I mean. Thank God, that'd be something else. Characters that bring something new to the table whenever a new one takes the stage.
じゃあ両方くれよそれなら考えてもいい
When you put Mirai and Light side by side, then the brown emo beats the blue emo by a long shot no matter what you're taking into consideration. Plus, despite Yagami being a strong-willed character, standing by his morals even when he knew he was in the wrong and outsmarting any other soul, even death gods in the process, shows just how insane the guy was. But at the same time, it makes Mirai crumble because of the pressure put on him, since having faced all that in the past, cursed with a childhood that would drive any other person to unimaginable limits, the deepest of depths, the boy's able to withstand it all in hopes of a better future, a better tomorrow that never seemed to knock at the door of his life all this while. Broken to bits, he decides to end it all only for him to be saved by an angel who's a lot prettier than that ugly Ryuk we all love for whatever reason. I mean, I'd love another tall, ghastly, misshapen figure walking around the place as casually as it gets, but beggars can't be choosers. Sure, there are a lot of other faces yet to be revealed by the show, but the ones we have right now are looking like they'd make things a lot more interesting for us in this game that we aren't even playing ourselves. Sound that fills the atmosphere with a theme, delivers the true meaning that the show was meant to deliver.
すげえ最高だこんなに気持ちいいんだ
The opening's a banger, there's no denying that fact. I mean, listen to it on YouTube or something and you totally agree with me that it's addicting as hell. The ending's pretty decent too, but the opening takes the cake for me without a doubt. But apart from that, what's really amazing to me is how the OSTs are so on point when the show is taken into consideration. From the very first episode, the show starts hitting us with music that speaks for the iconic scenes we have every now and then, emotions brought to life, and feelings exploding through the screen because of the power of music that has made episodes leave lasting impressions that no one seems to forget for obvious reasons. Plus, what's exciting is how we haven't even seen all that the title has to offer, with a lot more coming our way, keeping us on our toes on the lookout for something that's about to catch us off guard sooner or later. Fingers crossed, everyone. The verdict.
俺幸せになりたい。
私はナッセ。未来くんだけの天使。
I'm pretty sure Platinum End stands out when compared to the rest of the lineup we have this season. Its pacing and setting is something that's bound to be interesting down the road, since games like these where the anime has to choose a successor while utilizing all the pieces they have at their disposal sure leaves us with something we cherish for a while to come. Sure, the animation doesn't do justice to the action aspect of the show, with the arrows looking like they've been drawn in MS Paint at best, but let's hope the upcoming episodes pick up the pace and hit us with those surprises that we can't seem to get enough of even after all this while. Plus, it's from the creators of Death Note, so we're bound to get some surprises and plot twists, and I'm desperately waiting for one of them, since that's when things are really going to get going. It's easy to sleep on the show right now, but I have a feeling it's going to get a lot better down the road, and with the internet being the perfect home for spoilers, if there even is one, you're going to be in a tough situation, no? So, better do yourself a favor today and catch up with the show. There's no way you would regret it even one bit.